Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is February 19th, 2012. Welcome to our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency market. Before we begin, here's our normal disclaimer. This is for education use only. All charts you're going to see are from Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, and FreeStockCharts.com from Warden Brothers. Here are my contact details down here at the bottom. At mpatel@eiicapital.com. You could basically access any of our free resources at ichimokutrade.com from Facebook, Twitter, videos on Ichimoku, and you could also even access our heat map there, along with our email module that gives you 2, 3, or 4 time frame buy and sell opportunities out there. Okay, so let's begin. Based on our email modules, there's not any 2 time frame buys or sell right now at all, and so there's not either a lot of things are pretty much trending, or they're overextended, or they're consolidating. So it's very cautious right now. You need to be in moving forward. But let's go through some of these currency pairs and just kind of highlight some of them and go through them right now. So let's go through Australian CAD. If you look at Australian CAD, you can see, remember, on the left-hand side is the daily time frame, on the right-hand side is the weekly time frame. You can see it's really trending here on the daily time frame here, and you can see that you broke this resistance here on the weekly time frame. You broke it, but look at what's happening here. It's critical that this thing kind of stays above this level here, which is 66.4, so 664, and you're kind of hanging around there. Very close. You're 20 pips away. If you look at the resistance and supports on the daily time frame, the short-term resistance is going to be 715, and the support's going to be 634. So this thing's kind of hovering around here. That's kind of indicating that it may indigo a pullback. If it does, it's probably going to break below this resistance level, which is probably not going to be good for the trend. So this Australian CAD trend may be short-lived. So you just got to wait and see what happens. Look at Australian Switzy. If you look at Australian Switzy here, if you look at the daily time frame, it's just consolidating here, and you could see that it's at a major resistance here, right above here. So let's just put it up here at 99.54. Support level is going to be 96.03 for this one, but it's not doing much anymore. It's kind of at a major resistance, so time will tell what happens. Australian yen, like most of the yen pairs, the yen kind of got really weak last week, and you can see the Australian yen has taken off on the daily time frame like all the other yen pairs. If you look at the weekly time frame, you can see the huge move up that's gone up. However, a lot of the yen pairs, like especially this one, in terms of the weekly time frame, they need a pullback. Okay, so definitely need a pullback. The level on here to get a pullback right now would be roughly around 82. 13 as of right now. So that's basically the support level there. Resistance level, you kind of broken through this here, but you kind of still hanging around this resistance level right around here. Not too bad, but the next resistance level is going to be way up here, 87.74. But I think we're going to get a pullback before we even attempt to sit there and retest this high up here, and that's what we're looking for right now. Australian USD. If you look at Australian USD, you could see from the weekly time frames popped out of the clouds, so the sentiment's bullish. If you look over here, we're basically overextended right now, and you could see that we're just consolidating here at the top. Support level is going to be 538. Resistance level is going to be roughly around 840 on this one. CAD Switzy. If you look at CAD Switzy, not really doing much as far as the daily is concerned, just consolidating. You can see that huge move up here, and then after that, it's just consolidating here more and more. The levels on this are going to be 86, 34, 33 for a support level, and you basically got 9400 as a resistance level. CAD yen has been our favorite one here. This one's basically going up. As you can tell, it's kind of getting overextended. It's trying to get to about 80, 83, which is its major resistance level. And at that point, it'll definitely pull back. And then it'll be interesting to see what happens at that point. The pullback level you're looking at right now is 77.39. But, we'll see what happens, but definitely needs a pullback to occur. Switzy yen, you could see the movement up here. This is not as strong compared to Australian and the CAD yen, but this is still strong. It popped out of the cloud here. Sentiment just finally changed for the last 2 days here to the bullish side for the first time against the Switzy. And you could see here it's trying to get to a resistance level of 89.69. So that's the resistance level. Support level is going to be 83.41 on this one. Euro Australian really doing nothing here. Now it's downward trend here, just consolidating, really not doing anything at all. And you could tell from the weekly it's overextended. That's why it's kind of doing that. This thing is still very, very strong bearish, so you just got to watch out for it. Don't try to go counter trend right now. Just be patient and see what happens. Resistance level is going to be 26.41, and support level is going to be this pivot low over here, which is 21.43. Euro CAD not doing anything at all. As you can see, a lot of the Euro pairs, Euro is weak, but got a lot of strength last week. So it's kind of just sitting there putting a lot of these things in the pullback patterns or consolidation patterns. This is basically in the consolidation pattern here. And you can see from the weekly too here. Didn't quite get to this level down here, which is a major support here of 27.90. But it still has a chance of getting there right now. Resistance level is basically on this thing is going to be 32.94. I definitely would look for this thing to sit there and maybe break down below 3,000, and if it does, sit there and target the 27.90. Nice about 200 pip range that you could get. Euro Switzy, nothing to really talk about. It just looks like one big mess. Euro pound, really not doing anything, just consolidate. The momentum was to the bearish side, but you could see that with the consolidation pattern, that's kind of getting destroyed. And if you actually take the weekly and just shrink it down, you could see that it's been entering a huge consolidation pattern for the longest time, and it really is not doing anything as far as trending except going between these consolidation patterns right now. So it's really not doing anything at all. If you look at support levels here, it's 82.26, and resistance level is going to be 84.17. Euro yen, you could see that it's strong here. It came out of the cloud here. It's at a major resistance level right now, which is at 104.50. So I definitely watch this one to see exactly what this thing does. But the daily definitely needs a pullback before it can sit there and start a trend. But this is probably the weakest one, this Euro and Switzy against the yen right now. If you look at Euro USD, really not doing anything at all except consolidating. You could see here, basically, we're just sitting there consolidating too. Had a nice movement down, but it was too huge. It definitely needs a pullback. Resistance levels are going to be 35.86. Support levels going to be 29.72 for the long-term side. Pound Australian, if you look at it, it's really not doing anything at all. Pound got some good numbers this week, so it just kind of went up a little, but really doing nothing at all. So, it looks like we broke this support here, but then now we didn't break it with conviction at all. We're kind of hanging around here, which is not good at all. And that kind of tells you that this thing has a chance of maybe going up, where the pound can get stronger compared to the Australian dollar. Pound CAD, really nothing going on, just consolidating. 58.54 is basically resistance level. Support level is going to be 57.15. Pound Switzy, nothing really going on. Just going to ignore that one. Pound yen, look at this. This is strong. If you look at it, it's trying to get to its resistance level 128.43, and support level on this one's going to be about 123.53 right now, but definitely needs a pullback right now, just like the Australian and the CAD's yen pairs. Pound USD, really nothing going on at all. Just really sitting there consolidating pretty much of the time right now, really doing nothing at all. Resistance level is going to be 59.03, and support level is going to be 5,200. And then New Zealand CAD, really doing nothing. It's just been going up. It's consolidating right now, so this thing's taking a breather. Definitely needs a minor to major pullback. 82.10 is the first pullback level. Resistance level, of course, is going to be this pivot high here, which is 83.70. And go to New Zealand Switzy. New Zealand Switzy is really not doing anything at all. Kind of topping out here. Support level is going to be 8,600. And they're kind of looking for it to break that, to kind of sit there and look for some short opportunities. New Zealand Australian, Basically, big nice trend up here, consolidating right now. Definitely need to pull back level. Ideally, if you could get to 79.81, that'd be perfect, which would be a major one. But it at least needs to get to 81.43 before we could even look at entering on a pullback level. New Zealand yen, we kind of skipped this one. Here you could see that it's broken out really nicely. You could see this has been a huge trade from basically January 17th to now, where this thing's gone on a 500 pip run. That's been an incredible trade moving forward. So this is definitely one to look at and moving forward. Okay. New Zealand USD. Look at New Zealand USD here. Oh, sorry, we just went for that. US CAD. US CAD here is going down. You can see this right here. It's just sitting there consolidating here now. So it's making the bears weak. This thing has got to start breaking down. But you could tell from the weekly, definitely doesn't look like that. It needs to probably pull back up and then try to go make an attempt to go down. So 104 is basically a resistance level for you to look at. US Switzy, really not doing anything. I'm kind of ignoring a lot of Switzy pairs because they're just not doing anything. US yen, finally this thing's going up as everyone wanted it to. It's making this journey up to about 80.54, which is major resistance level. Support is going to be around 88.78. So you're making a move finally. But remember, a lot of the yen pairs need to pull back, so be patient and wait for it. Now, one thing we're going to go through here. Let me just quickly show you this right here. And this is kind of like our weekly trade currency chart for last week on an opportunity that we've taken with Ichimoku. And let me zoom in some here for you. And you can see this was basically the CAD yen. This was a 2 hour chart here. You can see basically our entry was here at 78.24, and we're currently in this trade on a 2 hour, and our stop is above here. Our initial stop was here. And you could see all the values here. If you just read it out here, you could basically see here. The CAD yen was the currency trade of the week. The yen currencies in general became weak against all currencies. We entered the trade on a 2 hour to keep the risk low. The entry was 78.24 with an initial stop of 77.70. This gives us a 54 pip risk. The target was 80.92, so the reward would be 268 pips. This gives us basically a 5-to-1 reward risk ratio, which is 500% gain in terms of the risk value that we're risking. If you look at the trade right now, our stop is above our entry, so this is basically a free trade. Even if we get stopped out, we're going to basically make money. Okay, so these are the type of things we're doing with Ichimoku right now. If you want to learn how to do that, just go to ichimokutrade.com and you could access the free videos and see all that, or you could contact us to go from there. Okay. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask us. Our contact details are shown right here. Right here. So we look forward to speaking to you next week.